So, as we all know, the current European football transfer window has just ended, and I'd like to share a few thoughts regarding Bayern's transfer window and some other stuff, but we'll get into that later. So, regarding Bayern's transfer window, I think it was a disaster class, to be honest with you. Really, there could have been very dreamy transfers, but in the end we still kind of scrambled together to even put something together. I think Uli Hoeneß is just awful, as a higher up in Bayern, and Eberl obviously didn't get to do the transfers that he wanted to, but it is what it is at this point, because we can't really do anything more, and no club is really accepting our offers right now. I think the worst part about it all is the fact that Bayern squad is like stretched out really thin. If even one person from the starting lineup goes injured, and that will spell the end of our campaign completely. Be it Champions League, be it Bundesliga, even I highly doubt it. And I think it's just been a disaster class. Luis Diaz has been a pretty good signing, I'll say that. I think he's decent. I don't really want to say that he's the best option that we ever had, because there's quite a few other options that we had which would have been better. We could have gotten Xavi Simons, we could have gotten Fofana, we were trying for Rodrigo, but I think that's just his team rejecting us, so not much we can do there. I think we tried for Anthony as well. As much as I hate to say it, the GOAT is not coming to Bayern. He probably signed to Real Betis. And Luis Diaz is fine still. I think we were originally going for Gakpo, which is I think worse than Diaz. But so Luis Diaz in that aspect is completely fine. I think the other part of the transfer window is that we needed a forward replacement for Harry Kane, which we apparently found in Nicholas Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, which is quite appalling, because I certainly don't rate Jackson as much. He's fine. He's like a 6 out of 10 player. I don't see him in that position of Harry Kane. I don't see him being able to deliver. See, the original concern is that whether Harry Kane gets injured or not. If Harry Kane plays in top form and avoids injuries, then that's good for Bayern. If he gets an injury or gets suspended due to some yellows or something, that's when we plan to sub on Nicholas Jackson. Now, Nicholas Jackson is a very mediocre forward. I found his campaign at Chelsea quite lacking. I think he's going to be the same at Bayern. Hopefully he works well for Bayern. And clearly, with all the debate that's been going on around Nicholas Jackson, I think one thing that his agent has made clear is that Nicholas Jackson wants to stay at Bayern. Nicholas Jackson wants Bayern to buy him. He wants out of Chelsea, which is quite surprising given the fact that he made all of his identity up at Chelsea. And let's just see what kind of performance he gives on. I still haven't seen any of Nicholas Jackson in games showing up. And that's about it for our transfer window. We don't have anything else. And our youth who were performing so well, we had Leonard Carl, we had Paul Vanner, we had Kusi Asare, and we would have ideally needed them in the squad. But guess what? We just decided to loan them. I think Kusi Asare went to Fulham. He went to Fulham, and Paul Vanner just got signed to PSV Eindhoven, which is crazy because Paul Vanner is going to be playing against us. I think the one good thing that came out of this transfer was Leroy Sané getting sold to Galatasaray, which is awesome, because who loves Sané anyway? But that's just. Luis Diaz is a much better upgrade in comparison to Sané, definitely. Gnabry is playing surprisingly well. I think it's his extension year, and that's why he's playing well. But it's a positive overall, even though I don't really like Gnabry that much. I don't really rate Goretzka as well, but I think Goretzka is also starting to get in shape. Hopefully Musiala comes back stronger. I think he may be able to play around January or December, something like that, which is fine. It's fine, just don't get injured again. Alphonso Davies is probably going to be returning for the initial part of our Champions League campaign, which is nice. It's definitely nice to have Alphonso Davies back. I think Stanisic has been doing a pretty good job as well. And yeah, that's all about Bayern. And yeah, I mean, we missed out on a lot of players. We missed out on Xavi Simons, missed out on Fofana, missed out on Voltemade, missed out on Florian Wirtz, most famously, and yeah, I mean, so many other players for other positions as well. But I think, yeah, missing out on Florian was fine. I mean, he's not the most exceptional guy at Liverpool as well. I think he's still settling in, so he would do that at Bayern too. But yeah, I mean, in comparison to that, and his price tag, obviously, that's a $150 million price tag. I don't think Bayern would have ever afforded that. After that, I would like to say that Xavi Simons would have been a really good pick, a really cheap pick. But yeah, again, the price got inflated by these Premier League clubs. I think Tottenham bought him for 60 million. Xavi Simons is not 60 million. There's no way Xavi Simons is 60 million. Same goes for Nick Voltemade. There is no way Nick Voltemade is 80 million. He is not even close to Luis Diaz's level. And Luis Diaz is something that we inflated as Bayern Munich, and we inflated him up to 80 million. So it's there's no sense in signing Nick Voltemade. Again, it's just Newcastle with the royal money. It's just same old tactics. It's nothing. Okay, so coming to German football, I think it's horrible right now. They lost 2-0 to Slovakia, of all the countries possible in Europe. And yeah, I mean, after that, I watched the match against Northern Ireland last night. It was terrible football. Even though they won, I think 3-1, something like that. Germany won. Florian Wirtz scored an absolute screamer of a free kick, but it was horrible football. If you watch the match, you'll know it's horrible football. There's no combination. You look at their ratings as well. All the rating platforms are rating them extremely low. I mean, when I say extremely low, I mean extremely low. I mean, guys like Voltemade get rated at like 2.5, 2.7, something around that. Florian Wirtz gets rated, the 150 million guy gets rated at like 4.5 or something like that. It's terrible. It's terrible. Imagine having Serge Gnabry as your hero of the match. That is insane, to say the least. But yeah, I mean, the Germany squad is looking quite weak in comparison to squads like France, Spain, Portugal, even Portugal. And yeah, I think France has a very strong shot at winning it. I think Argentina has an even stronger shot at winning it. It's going to be the same clash from 2022, I believe. But yeah, I mean, there's no way German football is ready for another World Cup right now. Or even, I think even qualifying is difficult for them. It's crazy. So yeah, I think Chelsea and Liverpool had probably the best transfer window, one of the best transfer windows we've ever seen. I think Liverpool's transfer window has got to be up there in like the top something transfer windows of all time, along with that Real Madrid of 2009. Yeah, there's no way that Liverpool is going to lose. I think they'll win the Prem. They are probably going to win the Champions League as well, because Bayern clearly just doesn't stand a chance. Champions League is not a game where you'll go without injuries. It's going to happen sooner or later. Okay, these guys from Inter Milan and these guys from other Premier League clubs, they are out there for blood. And we have two fixtures against big clubs, that is PSG and Chelsea. And yeah, we also have a fixture against Arsenal, which is probably like scarier than Chelsea, because Arsenal has been playing quite well, even though they are known for their set pieces. It's going to be very entertaining, yet at the same time very scary for Bayern, because Bayern, even though they have the fame, they have the name, they clearly are not in form yet, and they are more or less like a glass cannon. I mean, our defense is falling very easily. It crumbles very easily. You can just walk right through them. Tah, I thought Tah would be a good signing, and to be fair, he is. But I mean, at an international, at a European club level, maybe not that well, because I have seen him fail on multiple occasions. So I'm clearly doubtful of Tah. Obviously, even during these Bundesliga matches, we get dangerously close to losing. I think in the Pokal match against Augsburg, it was 3-2. I think they scored two goals, two very late goals. And come on, Augsburg, it doesn't make any sense, right? It's just whatever at this point. I hope Bayern. I mean, I think they'll win the Bundesliga again. That's like their ritual kind of at this point. But yeah, I mean, I hope we win it. And for the Champions League, I just hope we make it to at least like the semis or something like that. I don't have any hope beyond that. I definitely don't think we are beating the likes of Barca or Real Madrid or PSG or Inter Milan this time around. Even though we got quite close last time. And yeah, I mean the squad looks really bleak right now without Musiala. Obviously, Thomas Muller left. I mean, he didn't leave. We didn't re-sign him, which is, I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. And yeah, I mean, I just hope for the best, for the club. I think Uli Hoeneß should be fired. I don't like the guy at all. It's so many transfers blocked, so much potential blocked. It is insane. Yeah, I'll see you on the next update, man. Maybe the Champions League match against Chelsea, which is up on, I think, September 17th, something like that. Let's see what happens.